Not time plot for Standard Lore. Welcome to the Worldbuilding Betrayals podcast. So today I actually thought of doing something interesting. So as you see, I have a text file that is for custom races. I wanted to look at races in general on this. So like I'm gonna open up the human one because it's gonna be easy, and it'll illustrate what I'm talking about. So for humans, they don't really have a lot of traits, basically. Like, they have the regular speed, it's just whatever, basically. Like, yeah, sure, they have regular languages, but, like, they don't really have anything else. They just have, like, this one thing that is, like, let's increase the ability scores by 2. Or rather by 1. Uh, Technically, there's the variant one, where like you go and get several other things with it. Uh, Typically, if you're playing a human, you're probably doing more variant human. Let's be real. So yeah, uh, it is what it is, basically. Uh, so, uh, what did I want to do with this? Well, I'm wanting to go and come up with some things for like identifying what is good or bad about a race, effectively. And so like there's various things that they can be. So like there's the flavor stuff. Uh there are like strengths, and then there are weaknesses, essentially. And so, like, I'm placing traits into these 3 categories, basically, because, like, I am curious as to, like, what it would be. So, like, I'm going to also include a score. So, like, humans, I would define that more as a score of 6. Because I want to see about, like, part of why I'm doing scores is because I am wanting to see about, like, how how balanced is it, basically. Like, I feel like it's something. And so, like, I plus 1 to a stat. I'm going to consider that as 1 point. Basically. Skill L. I'm going to say that that's probably 2 points. And then a feat is also 2 points. So basically, that's kind of how the human gets to be 6, effectively. And so, like, this is also giving me a little bit of a baseline. Right. Because there's some races that's, like, I'm not sure about, like, how they're technically going to be. Aarakocra, which I'll come back to later, is another good one. And so, like, I'm going to assume that these are balanced for reference, basically. So, like, this, for example, like, maybe I go and say, like, yeah, like, maybe you go and do, like, well, maybe this actually becomes more of, like, you know, uh, like, maybe the flight itself or the aircraft goes and gets counted as, like, 6, basically. But, that's not necessarily going to be true. Most things will have at least 3. Now, we're going to consider it a negative for speed. That's another story. That's another story entirely. But like it is what it is, basically. Actually, I might as well do the Aerocock run now. So, it seems to be probably more of like a 6, basically, because like it has the 3 in stats, right? Uh, I and I would say probably that like flight uh is 2, and then like I I I'm gonna say altered or unarmed. Um, and is like, would I say it's 1 or would I say it's 2? Because I guess it depends about like, do I feel like it's a benefit for like speed? Um, uh, I'm gonna place it as 1/2 basically for now. Oh, and then like in parentheses do here like reduced speed. Um, and then just as 1. So keep in mind, like flavor basically is going to be like nothing. Or null. Strengths, whatever the score is, basically, or whatever the number is, you add it. Same thing with the weaknesses, because there are certain races that will have weaknesses, and so like I will consider those as like part of it. Uh, I'm going to assume until like otherwise shown or proven that like all of them are going to be trying to go for 6, basically. Uh, I am curious about how many of them are going to be 6, though. So let's look at dwarf. Actually, no. Half elf. Half elf would be. Half elf is like a humanoid style thing. It's been a while since I looked at half elves. I'll be real. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting with it, because like yeah. Okay. Um. Up to 3. Like, yeah, I'm gonna say that up to 3 languages, it's just flavor, basically. Uh. Um. Like. Uh. Because like for the most part, like I've not seen anything. I knew about dark vision. Um. Um. Anything in particular? Oh. Okay, so this one's a little bit more unbalanced then. I guess it would be more. I guess it's more 1, basically. So, like, basically with this one, wait, hold on. You know, I sometimes forget about how broken half-elves are. This is like a 7. This is like, honestly, a 7. No, like, this is an 8 or so. Like, I swear. Because, like, if we go and just start counting things up, like, it starts off at a 4. Keep that in mind. Then we get 2 skills, which, based off of, like, the human one, puts it at 8. Uh, that's not even counting dark vision, mind you. Which that will pump it up to 9. Um, and then, oh, whoops. So yeah, my God, dark half elves are like important. Or really great. I'm gonna say like uh uh advantage against conditions. Probably say that's a 2, which will bump that back up to will bump that up to 11. I guess that also would place it. I guess that also counts for that. I don't mind that. So Jesus. Yeah, maybe flight is more of a 13. So maybe that's supposed to be more of like a 3, because like I know for a fact that's like I'm using the 2014 one for reference, mainly because like I just feel that like in terms of like options, right? That like 2014 has better options, and it's like you can still do 2020 modern and like 2024 are like enemies. I just like a lot more about like the character stuff from 2014, basically. So that's why like a lot of times I'm going to be using 2014 in my like things. All right, so dwarf. They start off with a 2. Uh, uh, um, damage resistant. I'm gonna say damage resistant. That probably goes for like 2. So I'll make it 4. Dark vision, and make it 5. Uh, okay, so skill. Yeah, I'm gonna say advantage on rolls, actually. So since they get advantage on a history check, uh, would that be flavor? Yeah, I'm gonna say that's flavor, basically. So advantage / proficiency and hyper specific areas. So basically, like hyper specific things that I'm talking about is like stone cutting, for example, right? Because like dwarves have that. And so like when it comes to like the yeah, like when it comes to like stonework in particular, they just know effectively. And so like yeah. Um so assuming that we are doing actually I guess it also matters about like do I want to add in uh like a more costly thing for like feature or for a fee. Because like to be fair, I'm also gonna be like part of why I'm doing this as well is the fact that I'm wanting to see with a certain thing that got sent to me before on how high does it score? Because it's probably going to score high, but how high is the important thing, basically? Uh, and like how much does it stack up against like at least the base ones? Yeah, I'm gonna add in like tool proficiency. Probably make it 1. So now it's now it's equal to the human. Technically. Uh um oh yeah, right, I didn't factor in that much. Or the subclass one. 7. Would I say more HPs? About is something dad. I'll come back to that. Maybe come back to armor per se as well. Um, Actually, I can get rid of half health because I'm not really wanting to come back to half health. But let's go and talk about helps. So yeah, where does elf stand? And at least for like the base. So they got 2 from ability. That's going to change, obviously. They get a skill proficiency, which will be 4. Or they got the advantage, which makes it 6. Um, 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 yeah, I'll say faster rest, basically. And then also, like, I know it says it on a different thing. It's like transformation into a small slash medium humanoid. Because to be fair, I will say that like if you're transforming into like say an animal, like what Druid does with like wild shape, right? Like okay, that's a little bit more done. Like it does depend about like how the transformation is basically, but like in general, like humanoids, it's such as like I I believe it would one of the major things would be like yeah, one of the major examples was of it would be like a changeling thing basically, because like they have the ability to like transform into like a humanoid type things basically, which since I'm doing I know that I said I'll be doing alpha, I'll be doing changeling here now. So if I recall correctly, it just does 3. So yeah. Here are the following skills. So that makes it 7. Um, um, 7/8, depending on like, do I consider the shape changer thing like more? I mean, I do see that there's a case for it to be made into like counting a changeling as an 8, basically, considering the fact that like, yeah, yeah, I can uh like the fact that you can change up the uh yeah, like the fact that you can change your voice, it's not just appearance. It's like uh actually, yeah, I'm gonna say like change of appearance in particular, uh rather than like transformation, because like uh literally, if you're not getting if you look like a wolf, right, and you're not really going to be like actually being a wolf, well then, like, actually no, I guess that would be better to say fox. Like if you look like a fox, or change to like looking like a fox, like, okay, so like I a a regular fox might be like, you're new, I don't trust you. Uh, or otherwise do something else like that. Uh, but yeah. Uh, I would say probably changeling is an 8 though. Basically. I might come back to it later though, so I'll keep it up. Uh, back to Elf anyway, because like I know that they have things. So, um, with that, uh, yeah, right. They usually do have cantrips and stuff. Tieflings, I know also the same thing. And so, like, for this, like, uh, yeah, like, dark vision, I'm gonna say, like, it's 1 per 60. So, like, with superior dark vision, right? You have that be counted as, like, 2 rather than 1. Because normal dark vision is just 30, basically. Uh, and so I guess that if you have it, like, at to 30, then, like, it's a half a point, basically. Uh, yeah, I don't know about how I want to consider the sunlight sensitivity. I guess I'll go back to Drow after a bit. Because, like, Drow does have some things that are worth factoring in. Uh, Especially for, like, the negative things, or for the weakness things. Because, yeah. Hmm. Do I say increasing the walking speed is worth it? Um, so yeah, I'll say a Mask of the Wild is probably a little bit more like there. Um, I'm gonna say that flavor is like up to 4 specific uh weapon uh proficiencies. Is partly so that like I don't have to consider like the battle axe, hand axe, light hammer, and warhammer thing from a dwarf. Like it just happens, basically. I like how I keep. Eh? Wow, I was so far off on this time. Why is it off? Oh, there we go. Uh, but yeah, I don't kind of feel like I want to see it because like otherwise it's otherwise the wood up is 7. Like I don't really say that it should be 7, but like there's nothing else doing it other than the yeah, like unless I'm counting like Mask of the Wild as like a point or Fleet of Foot as like a point, it's 7. Um, yeah, yeah, I don't technically know if I want to count. So I'll list it as 7 for now, but we'll see. Maybe I come back to it. I'm probably not gonna take a look at those. Actually, I probably should. Um, so wait, this would be a fourth language, right? No, that would be third. Okay. So yeah, that's like so that would be a null part on the high elf. Because like yeah, I fear that a high elf might be easier to state than a drow. Um um yeah, specific list cantrip. Uh, I'm gonna say that that's like a 1. So like elf currently has a 8, basically. Um, uh, like that's something that is a case. These I assume are better, for reference. Like those are more modern. Usually, more modern ones have been given like a little bit better capability. Um, hmm. So do I go? Uh, like how much would I say is better for spell? I guess I'll have to take a look at those cantrips or those spells. Okay, so yeah, something that I am seeing is that like these two one oh that's actually interesting. So there's some that say that they have to be from the same list then, basically. Because like for reference I'm not going to state like oh, hey, here's a Spellblade. Because Spellblade, they have to be like the Drow's Spellblade. Because if we're being real, um, I didn't even know Spellblade was a class for 1, 2. Um, when the Drow was being made, 100% Spellblade was not there. So yeah, I'm not gonna say a specific list, but like I'm going to say like spell or uh uh I'm gonna say that's 2 points basically. Cantrip third, first, fifth, second. Uh, so basically, like if you're doing it from like a thing where it's like you can use this trait to cast a spell, like it should be a cantrip first, or like that should be the default. At third, you get free second level spell per a long rest. And then at 5th level, you should get a second level spell per long rest. So, yeah. So, that will bump the drow up to 9. So, yeah. That's the thing. Um, direct sunlight. Uh, so technically this means that like sunlight sensitivity is more specifically for like outside things. Like they can be in sunlight. Don't get me wrong, but they have to be indoors. So like if they're indoors, then like by technicality you don't get it. Like actually, I guess. Hold on, let me look at. Oh, so yes, no, I was actually wrong. So basically, this is saying that like as like if it's not cloudy, for example, then like well, if it's daytime and they're in the light, basically not from like a turning the light on in a room, it's not cloudy or whatever, then it's like that's considered direct sunlight and you would have disadvantage. Uh, but otherwise, like if it is cloudy, then like you just not care. Like so basically for people that have sunlight sensitivity on their character sheets, such as like a drow, like yeah, it's really only a negative. Like it actually might be better to go and like ask CDM like what is the type of weather is or like when you're getting into a combat situation. Because then it's like, okay, well, we're outside, it's daytime, but it's cloudy. So it's like, okay, hi, not direct sunlight. Uh, like, it's cloudy, it's not direct. So therefore, I don't have disadvantage. As well as I don't have disadvantage of the perception checks. uh, so, yeah, it is what it is. But, like, mm, uh, disadvantage, advantage in common area. um, let's say one. Basically have this cancel out the uh dark vision from well, I say that probably part of why they have it be there for the dark vision is to like cancel it out, basically, or to cancel out specifically a like the advantage of the dark vision, kind of like to make it a little bit more flavorful such disadvantage, and just to go and have the drow. Uh oh now let me go and move all that. I told you to go back because I was going to check out the other ones. Um because these are a little bit more. I am looking at elves with sub races. What the frick you mean? Which one do you want? Um, so, um, teleportation. Um, well, it's a bonus action for one. The weird thing is, as a creature, right? Like, it doesn't say once per long rest on phase step. It's just a recharge of like, uh, 4 to 6, basically. Um, that said, though, it also doesn't go and give the like it doesn't give the extra modifiers. I guess it somewhat balances out. Effectively. Hmm. I would say one. if it's up to movement. Like if it's past the movement, I don't think that would be like as beneficial. Let me check out some of the other ones. Okay, hopefully I don't have to do that same thing again. Hold on. I hate how all of them literally got this added. Or do you need to go and say like, hey, by the way, like, let's do assorted things. Or rather, which one did you mean? So, yeah. Like, it is what it is, basically. So, yeah, same thing. Air and water. So yeah, 7, I guess. Hmm. Um, Swim speed, basically. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I want to raise it up, basically. Cause like, yeah, like it just seems like it's not really that good. The thing. Um, Now let's see with this. So that's 1. So like this is a base of 6 or so. That's a 1. Um, that resistance is like 2, I think. Three. Okay, so like the best you can really do is like a Shatter Kai, basically. But that's kind of like uh, that's kind of like the big thing. Now then, let's go for Dragonborn because why not? Why not go for Dragonborn next? If it even wants to load. uh, so yeah, Dragonborns are kind of like unfortunate that it's like so easy, I guess. Uh, um, okay, so the base of 3 currently. They have the weapon, but they get boosted to 5 by the resistance. Um. Hmm. So I guess it now comes down to like, I how are the breath weapons? Because like I much like how lot of the bigger thing about regular Dragonborns is the fact that it's like, oh yeah, no, like just why you're picking them is literally damage resistance. So like, yeah, like uh, especially now, like the green Dragonborn has basically been power creeped. Basically, like you have no reason to go and play like yeah, like unless you don't want to play a grung to where you need to deal with the submersing yourself in like water, or basically for like an hour or so, like each day. Like you might as well just play a grung if you're wanting to go for like the poison. And in fact, it's even up because it's like it's immunity rather than actual like poison. Um which actually I'm going to list that render damage again. So there's like damage, immunity is 4. Uh, because like I, it's effectively like double. Like to me, like people say like, or at least with the sheet where it's like, oh yeah, like the creature has its like health basically doubled for like having resistance. Doesn't matter if it's a resistant or immunity. I almost say that like it depends on the amount, right? Because like I like effectively a 300 HP thing with like 1 immunity. A like in terms of like making it a monster that has like 600 HP effectively, even if it's just resistant to like fire. But something that's like resistant to like everything that's 300, like by technicality that still has 600 effective HP, even though it's like in theory you should probably be multiplying it by like 6 to where like it has a effective HP of 1,800. But yeah, yeah, um, so oh, I see, yeah, basically, uh, now, so that, so literally what they did was just like, oh, hey, yeah, let's go just like copy the breath weapon too, like, granted, it doesn't have like any increase, but like, if I recall correctly, with the thing that I got sent to look over earlier, it's like it didn't have a cooldown. Um. Uh. Okay. Whoops. I need to say hello to something, but all right. I guess I'll be back in a few. No longer, I have no idea how, but yeah. Okay, so actually, I have a little bit more answer on the breath weapon. Yeah, I've established that it's probably about more one, basically. I feel like that kind of more is like upping it because it still does something. It's not like overly powerful or great, but like yeah, it's kind of like something you're doing because as you know you want to, kind of like with a human, basically, right? Because like uh basically to me like one of the major things about a race is the fact that like are there races that are just better than others? Yes, half elf apparently is one of the ones that's like more specifically better at like doing what it does. But like that doesn't mean that like there's no reason. I probably spelled Typhling wrong. Yes I did. But yeah, like it's not that there's like no reason to play something other than a half elf. It's just that half elf is incredibly useful, incredibly powerful. Oh, so yeah. I like how I almost misspelled Typhling the same way, despite the fact that I'm doing. Okay, so it's default of 2, actually. Uh, I'm going to hate it if I have to go and have a list of things. And basically every single thing. Okay, so that would be 5. And then 7. They're all the same? I think so. Oh, whoops. Forgot about dark vision. So then yeah, no, they're all doing the same thing. Yeah. It just changes up the spells and stuff based off of like, oh, are you like insert thing here basically like to like yeah. Like it's basically +3 and then like here's a cantrip, first level spell and then fifth level spell. Yeah. So there's nothing really that exciting about typing. It's just right. It's an 8. Uh, now happily. Um, I'm not gonna be surprised about if something is like I'm not gonna be not surprised about half orc being better than half elf, but like at the same time, like it is what it is, basically. Okay, I will probably treat this as the actual lucky part, because think I think the wording of the actual lucky feat is the exact same. Okay, no, I am incorrect actually. Uh, it's a different thing entirely. Uh, Similar, but it's also specifically for a one. Um, um, Same threat against being frightened. Basically, so I put that as a 2, so I'm making that a 6. I feel like that's kind of a little bit more flavor. Uh, uh, so let's restrict it. Yeah, I'm gonna mark that as a 1. Um, because it makes more sense to have that as a 1. And hmm. So I debate about do I call it a 6 though? Because you can like there's a reason and to say that maybe a 6. Even counting the lucky thing as like the feat. Um Half orc. I need to take a look at how many of these I because I know the classes. I don't know about the races. Okay, no, I thought that there were more. No, apparently there were 8. I was forgetting gnomes. So I was kind of right that I was forgetting one. Because like I don't think I would have come up with gnome being the next. I don't know what I would have thought of next, but like I definitely do think that probably would have not going to be gnome. Um, Actually, debatable. No, never mind. I was counting the 7 with the thing because it was like human, half elf, of dwarf, elf, of dragonborn, tiefling, halfling, and then half orc that I was thinking of. Oh, maybe it was 9. Oh, whatever. Uh, right. The importance is to get into here to see about like where things are. Uh, I do have the adjusted thing. I'm curious about where the original was placed or would have placed. Because like I said that was broken and basically, but how broken was it? Like, is Loki like a half elf actually more broken than that? Based off of like accurate, off of like the criteria that I am specifically placing down here, is it more broken, more or less broken? And basically, because maybe it is, maybe it's not. Um, so relentless endurance, basically. That's a little bit more than flavor. Same thing with savage attacks. Let's put 6 plus question mark. Uh, actually, since no, actually, there's only one the dwarfs that did that. Yeah. Uh, it is what it is, basically. I don't think that there was a sub race for it. No, just regular half form. So let's take a look at gnome so that I have like a little bit under an hour, and then I can come back to like some of these other ones. So 2. I'll take a look at the speed after. So it'll be 3 with dark vision. Do I just add that as per? I feel like I should. So that would bump it up to 9. And then like we have the thing, so it's like 10. Minor illusion, I would say. Yeah, natural illusionist and speak with animals, like, say they're fine enough to be considered flavor. What about a rock? Um, hmm. Okay. So it would be 14. Okay, yeah, about 14. So yeah, that's the thing, I guess. Alright, so then here's the list of custom stuff. So 3 for the ability scores, because it's charisma by 2, dex and wisdom by 1, flying speed, and so that makes it a 5. Dark vision, so 6. Um, 6. So produce flame. The shape changer doesn't really matter. 4 innate spells. Basically, I assume like first level. Well, third is first level. Fifth is second level. 7th is 8th level, and 9th is that much is 4th level. So that's it. least two. Um, I would say that's probably more like four, basically. There's the breath weapon for one. Um, uh, did I miss it? I thought I saw some with resistance. It's, um, yeah, no. Like, to be fair, this is also why I go and do say that, like, it is also, like, uh, dependent on things in a vacuum, right? Because, like, uh, from the standpoint that we're doing here with points, right? Like, on paper, technically that's not bad. It's towards the high end, yes. But like, I, I guess that also, like, I guess I can make a middle ground with this to where it's like, uh, 7 to 11, basically for like a gnome. Basically based off the other one, but it's like, uh, it still is, like the race that's there. It's like, I, like maybe I actually should up the amount that flight does. Or well, actually no, that was flight with the resistance or with restrictions. So actually, for the fact that it's without restrictions, and I say that probably should bump it up to about like 3 or 4 for flight, so that makes it 12. 12 basically. Uh, cause like, yeah, like it does. Like I guess that like with the custom racing, like I might have to take a look again at it at some other point, basically, cause like uh I feel like that score should be higher. Uh, like I definitely feel like it should be that the race that I got sent like earlier this morning, or actually when did I get sent that? Uh, oh, like yeah, like the thing that I got sent like about lunchtime, like that is something that I feel that I probably should have had be like way higher of a level, basically. Uh, or way higher of a um total, basically. Uh, like keep in mind as well, like the race there was listed as like incredibly, incredibly broken. Because to be fair, as well, initially it was given legendary resistance. So like you had a unimpeded flying speed to where you could wear medium or heavy armor, and rules as written, you could still fly. Like it did not care at all. Normally, that's not how it works. Uh, yes, the air cockroach is like double, but like the other one is like okay. So yes, I have that half. Like I can use it with armor on, because like basically the other way that you gun like commonly get flight is with fly. basically. Uh, and so it's like, one, it's concentration to where, like, if the person gets hit to where, like, they have the concentration break, that person's plummeting. And so, yeah. Uh, it is what it is, basically. Uh, but, yeah. It is what it is, basically. Um, uh, Even if I do say the fact of, like, the unimpeded things, it's still interesting enough, gets only up to 13. And, like, I feel like there's a lot of races here that, they're in, like, the normal player's handbook, that I'm like, was it always that broken? Like, I feel like these are, like, a little bit more, like, broken than what I remember them. um, Either that, or, like, I'm placing, like, way too much use in their abilities, or applying way too many points for them. Like, it is what it is, basically. Because, like, I feel that, like, I feel like I haven't been too harsh, basically, on, like, the known for its things. Maybe I was. Maybe I wasn't. Like, I honestly don't know. Um, Currently, from what I say, it's like, I human, I am perfectly fine with saying is at 6, no matter whether it's the varying human or the regular human. And both I am fine and content with saying that it's at 6, basically. Aarakocra apparently is also about at 6, effectively, with its unimpeded, or with its impeded flight. Half elf, I am surprised that that thing was freaking at 11. And I'm not surprised about elf being like 7 to 10, basically. Especially not with a Shatter Kai, because I knew that that was great. I'm surprised in the fact that, like, half elf is technically, like, more of an OP race than what the Shatter Kai is. Because, like, yeah, the Shatter Kai is only 10. Like, maybe I should up teleportation too. Like, I don't know. I like, there's a lot of, like, I guess that, like, this point system is kind of like, it's more of like a guideline type thing, right? Rather than like, oh, you have like X thing, basically. Like, yeah, yeah, because like, I definitely feel that, like, uh, the other one was that the race I saw like around noon was like way more powerful than like what just +2 in points would be. Because, like, you look at it and it's like, okay, this thing has dark vision, which is something that I would love to have on. Like, I always love to have dark vision on my stuff. Like, if I like, basically, I like having the typical starts of like 5, basically, to where I was like, oh, hey, yeah, by the way, can I get an uncommon magic item? It's like, sure, go ahead. And it's like, cool. So if I want to, I can play a human, basically, without need to worry about, like, oh, hey, why can I see in the dark? It's like, okay, if I pick a human, it just means that my uncommon item has to be a Gogs of Night. Because it's like so useful. especially if you're going to be like doing a lot of like cave stuff or a lot of like secret stuff like at night because you kind of need to see. Uh, and then like flying as well. Like that is super super useful. Oh, and so it's like it's one of those reasons where it's like I if I have a uncommon magic item, I'm almost tempted to do an Aarakocra, especially if I'm not planning to be the tank. Because if I'm not planning to use like medium or heavy armor, well, um, there's a fly speed of 50 that is incredibly tempting. It's also similar to a human, and and I just have to then I just have to build with Dex. Like in theory, I can use like wisdom and Dex. So it's like those are decently useful ones. So yeah. Uh, uh, like I definitely can see like I needing to up flight basically and like relook at flight effectively because like yeah. I feel like that would actually yeah I feel like flight should be listed at 3 instead. Um uh Basically just for the fact that like flight is so useful and tempting that if I get that item to where like I don't need to worry about dark vision, it's like I'm a whole lot more tempted to play an Aarakocra than what I am to play like a human, especially more than what I'm likely to play a Dragonborn. Or the Dragonborn, the tempting part about it is literally the fact that you get a resistance. Other than that, it's like, yeah, well, I don't know why I picked it. Like, it's just it's kind of a sad thing because I like dragons so much, but that's just kind of how it is in D&D, really. I am so glad that they made a updated Dragonborn thing because if I recall correctly, the more recent one where it's like split into like chromatic, metallic, and gem Dragonborns. Like if I recall correctly, that's a lot more of a viable, valid, interesting thing than what like oh hey yeah by the way let's go and just play regular Dragonborn and try to not be bad I guess like I just play it for like the resistance I guess so yeah yeah uh I'm for reference on the um new version because they did send me a uh another one for that same race that I saw like around midday. I've already done the points for it. The other one would be 9, which is definitely a lot more like of a middle ground. Basically, uh, like it definitely seems like it's not as like it still does have like a lot of the same stuff. Like okay, here's a +3 for stats. It still has dark vision. Doesn't have the flight anymore, which I feel like is a big thing. It does gain a resistance sense now for reference, and then also still has some innate a spell casting, and it's like yeah yeah no like it still does mean like oh well you might as well not play a Dragonborn, but like let's be real you're probably playing a Dragonborn for flavor anyway. Uh, but yeah, that or the resistance. Like uh, like maybe Metallic Dragonborn basically is better, basically. Yeah, no, no, but it's definitely better for the um metallic one in particular, because then at least with the bronze weapon, like uh it has a secondary thing on top of like the other ones. I forget on Chromatic and Gym, basically, but it's one of the only times I'm actually going to like look at some of these other ones, just simply because like it's kind of how it is basically. Okay, so yeah, this one you don't get the Chromatic, you don't get the extra brass weapon, but you do get something a little bit better in the fact that you get actual immunity, basically. Uh, but like that's kind of my point, right? Like even with the other one, like doing the other sort of like gym. Oh, sorry. Even with the other one doing like a assorted things. Like if you're wanting to play like a Dragonborn, like uh ideally if you're wanting to play a metallic one, uh you're probably playing the metallic Dragonborn. Wanting to play like yeah, if you want to play like a gold, brass, bronze, copper, gold, silver Dragonborn, I you're probably playing the metallic one anyway. At least if your DM has. If you're wanting to play like a black, blue, green, red, white Dragonborn, you're probably doing the chromatic one. Let's be real. And then obviously if you're playing like a amethyst, crystal, emerald, sapphire, or topaz one, you're obviously playing the gym runs. And like if I had to play a Dragonborn right now, since I'm looking at it right now, I actually kind of like the idea of Gym Dragonborn. And out of the three, that seems the most powerful. Or at least the most useful one. Because, like, you can just straight up send a message to anybody within 30 feet with gym flight, basically at 5th level. Like, like, once per long rest, basically. You just, like, say, bonus action, wings! Wee! Let's go! Oh, I now have a fly speed. And so, like, if you've done your, build around, like, just being Sonic, like, hi, you now can fly at freaking, like, what would be the highest speed? Let me take a look. Okay, so yeah, if you've done it properly, or gotten to, like, a high enough level, like, with the Gym Dragonborn, you can literally just have a fly speed of 60. Uh, and, like, that's utterly insane. Especially considering the fact that, like, well, yes, that's for a minute. That is still basically at will. Well, effectively. And, like, yeah, so long as you don't really mind, like, hi, you can fly to your heart's content. Like, it's so funny. It's so interesting. I love it. Like, obviously I'm not going to take a look at those right now. Um, like, maybe I edit this and come up with, like, how I want the, half orc basically to be. But, like, yeah. I feel like I might want to, like, take a look at what I would say for all these, or at least, like, look at the features for, like, each class, basically, or for each race, basically, so I'm not having to like, you know, read these things in the middle of it. Like maybe for like, oh hey, like relentless endurance and savage attacks, like okay, maybe I do that actually. Maybe I do. Well, maybe I do read it basically, but like yeah, I guess that part of it is also like I need to consider about like how much would I want to play this race for those specific things over some of the other stuff, basically. Because like yeah, like uh, certain things do make it to where like well, certain things in combination do make it just be like oh yeah, no, like I don't know why you would be like going for like this other thing when you have this thing right here. Or because like Eric Cockroach, I'll be real. Like I I'm going to more so the alternate unarmed as like one on basically because like I whenever I'm picking a class, it's not for that. It's for either the flavor of it or sorry, whenever I'm picking a race, it's like either for the flavor of it, uh, or B, it's for the other things. It's usually never because of the altered unarmed. Because like, let's also be real. Unless you're playing a monk and it's like doing better than the monk's weapon, like you're probably going to be using another weapon. Like you're probably going to be using a rapier. You're probably going to be using like another thing. Unless that thing gets counted as a magical weapon, like yes, it's a benefit, but like in all honesty, I also can see I can see the reason for it being considered like flavor, basically. Uh, which, to be fair, it still would mean that I could bump flight up to like 4, basically. And then like, yeah, I think I might do that. I think I'll make altered unarmed flavor, basically, because like, yeah, it comes up, or it can come up, but like, yeah. Plus, then it also makes it as like 15, and like, I feel that that's a little bit more. I feel like that's a little bit more showcasey of like, yeah, yeah, that's a pretty powerful class, a pretty powerful race, to where like, yeah, it's a little bit out there to where like you kind of more start questioning people that aren't using that race if that option is allowed, especially for more than just one character. like like if you're wanting it to be like one character, like okay, sure, fair enough, I can see why more people are not using it, but like yeah, that class was or that race was like a little bit excessive. Uh, Definitely the other one is a lot more balanced of one. Like I may let that be a possible race for mine, basically. Because like yeah, uh, like in terms of my actual ones, it's like yeah, I can see like I don't care as much like they're NPCs. I don't need to care about fun. But like otherwise, I'll probably recommend just people picking, saying like, okay, so which one do you want? It's like, oh, you want to be like a gold Dragonborn? Okay, let's give you the metallic one, and because then you get extra effects, and still get to play the one that you're wanting. And basically, same thing with the gym. Same thing with the chromatics. Basically, that way, like, it still has that option. It still is not, like, quite out there. but like it still is like another interesting option that people can go to if they want to. So yeah, uh, definitely talked for a while. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this. I definitely need to take a look back at Half Orc. Probably need to do a little bit more research in this. But yeah, maybe I go and review this again, and because this was actually interesting, and especially to talk about like the half elf again, but like yeah, yeah, just it is what it is. I do know that the other ones will be faster. The other ones will definitely be faster. It just matters about how how much faster will it be? Like, will I be able to get through like the rest of the official ones? Uh, probably not. Probably not. But only one way to find out with that. Uh, hopefully y'all enjoyed this though. If you want to hear me yap about like anything and everything, I recommend you go and take a look at the Twitch, being and Gordon underscore fan and 42. I will usually play like a lot. It's like it's more surprising if I don't play something than if I do, because like there's just so many things that I like and enjoy playing. And as for the YouTube where you're probably watching this, I'll be real. Still need to get around to uploading a lot of these more on the podcast. I will be doing more of these every Saturday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, or at least that's when these all will go live. As for like if it's like on a different platform, because I finally got around to doing it, probably has a little bit more, just to catch up, basically. But like it is what it is. So yeah. Also down, also in the YouTube, down in the description, and you should be able to find and effectively like a Discord link. And if you want to chat with me there, the YouTube, if you assuming that I have it different than like the Twitch or YouTube, it would be at Gordon Fan, basically all one word, no no underscore, no nothing. It's just literally at Gordon Fan. So yeah, that's an interesting thing. However, with all that said, I'll ultimately see everyone right next to y'all. Hopefully y'all learn something and can actually apply this if you're deciding to make a new character. Or rather, if you decide to make a new race, or just kind of want to see a homebrew thing, and kind of like how does it stack up to several other things with some general criteria.